神舟10号报告，提升完成，后空指引发出，完毕。
北京明白。
Shenzhou 15 crew is reporting their status.
They are now so close to home. But this next part obviously is a lot slower. What sort of speed are they moving at right now?
Oh, it seems that we've already seen the huge main parachute.
Yeah,
That's the
yeah,
parachute,
that
yeah.
round circle in
It's
the
not
middle,
very
and that's
clear.
the capsule dangling on the bottom, isn't it?
Yeah.
北京雄鹰报告，空中分队照返回舱收拢飞行，报告完毕。
And that's another
Beijing
report
Time.
from the airborne search crew.
It seems that it's a little bit foggy in the landing site, not very clear.
No, we're still able to make out the frame of the parachute there.
Oh,
Oh,
okay,
that's much
great.
clearer.
They're dumping fuel.
And will the teams have to retrieve all the parts that's been shedded as well, once that's on Earth?
Yeah.
Or the heat shield as well as the engines, that all has to be taken back and...
Right, and the capsule, re-entry capsule itself will probably be on display somewhere for kids to see. Yeah.
But from this video, we can see that it's a little bit windy in the landing site area.
But again, we're still only seeing one main parachute there, so the two...
The other two happens earlier before this, so they drag this main chute out. Yeah.
I see. So now it's just the one parachute that gets
There
down.
is first it will deploy a leading chute, and then a drogue chute. Then the last one is a main parachute.
So compared to before, obviously, when they're traveling at a faster speed, it seems to be a pretty steady trajectory. Now they're really shifting around a lot, being swung around
because
on
of the
this
wind,
parachute, right?
But this,
but they can feel that inside too,
they can
right?
feel.
The astronauts are feeling
They can
it.
feel, and also that's
they don't get motion sickness.
with the deployment of the main parachute, they've already been very safe.
报告完毕。
北京明白。
So at this point, it's very much safe.
Yeah, they've already been very safe.
Yeah, it's just whether they're comfortable when they hit the ground.
Beijing
They probably get vertigo regardless whether they're swinging right now. But
Actually speaking, there is a very remarkable impact they can feel at the moment deployment of the parachute.
So we just heard that the rescue teams the ground rescue teams are already on their way.
Yeah.
And they've departed, heading towards the
回收2号，
capsule
跟踪正常。
projected landing site.
So we can hear voice from the commander that the recovery tool is still tracking the
雄鹰2
trajectory.
号光学吊舱捕获返回舱承载下降，报告完毕。
So they've locked the target on the capsule.
雄鹰2号 means the second
Another
helicopter.
right?
Yeah.
5 helicopters, you said, and
Yeah,
massive crew.
One is in command, and
Getting
the,
ready to land
the
now.
other 4 are in the search team.
How big is that compared to the sort of standard that's internationally used? Would you know? Is that a fairly kind of standard sized search?
the U.S. lands in the ocean, so
Ah.
they will have less
Yeah.
helicopters, but they will have more ships. So yeah.
Still, we need several
Oh,
minutes
different.
for the touchdown.
Yeah, we just had another update there saying that the tracking is all in order.
Yeah.
And that's the capsule there, the Shenzhou 15 3-man crew.
And
coming back to Earth.
besides this main parachute, you know that there is also a backup chute. If anything wrong happened to the main parachute, the backup chute will also, it can ensure the safety of our astronauts.
So I just want to point out here that we can see that the capsule was really charred on one side.
Yeah, but you know that's the rope will be controlled to finally it change its direction to this attitude to a vertical direction.
So even with the heat shield, it's still completely blackened. The
Right,
well,
on one side,
yeah.
because it comes in at an angle. It's not straight faced. It has a very its center of gravity is shifted from away from bang in the middle, which is why it has a tendency to roll over once it lands.
we can also very clearly see that you can see that at the upwind direction, the ablative material has been heated to a very dark color.
Yeah.
Where on the other side, it's in not in a very dark color.
Yeah, that's what Professor Zhang was just telling us. So which side is up right now for the astronauts? They're sitting down, so they're facing the sky, or
Facing
are
the
they?
sky.
They're facing up.
Yeah,
So
facing up.
ideally, how would this capsule land to make it easier for them to come out, Professor Zhang?
Depending on what you mean by ideal, because if it lands upright, it's probably easier for them to adjust to gravity. But you need additional ladders and everything.
So when we say up, when you said upright, lands upright, as in landing as it
In
looks
this-
now, just coming
yeah,
down straight
yes,
onto the ground.
straight
Okay.
on.
But that's the astronauts facing up towards the sky. That would be easier for them to adjust to gravity.
Just what you mentioned, just before this mission, only we have two cases. The first is Shenzhou 6 mission, also Mr. Fei Junlong inside, and the other is Shenzhou 13 mission. Only in these two missions, our Shenzhou capsule landed vertically.
And it doesn't need to. I mean, once it's on its side, it's actually easier for them to climb out. You don't need ladders or anything.
What if it landed on its side, but the astronauts were facing down because they're strapped into their chairs, right?
Yeah.
So they could potentially be sort of suspended and facing down onto
Then it
Earth.
takes
That
a
will
little
not be
more.
very comfortable.
And what would happen if, say, the hatch is the part that touches the ground first, is facing the ground? Do they have to turn the capsule, the crew? Would have to do that?
It doesn't really stay that way. If you look at the shape of it, you have to be landing very carefully on its top to that just doesn't
It would be
happen.
quite a fluke, right,
Yeah,
if it did
yeah.
happen that way.
Well, it will touch down soon.
Another update there that the tracking is all in order. And this parachute as well, so you're saying, Professor Young, that
宣传
it's
格斗结束。
1,200 square meters, right?
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
equivalent of
Very, very huge.
several basketball courts,
回收1号跟踪结束。
right? So
That's right.
how heavy is
回
it,
收1号跟踪结
this
束，
parachute
It's
itself?
very light. It's very light. Only no more than 100 kilograms.
回收2号跟踪正常。
So we're hearing more updates from various teams.
Yeah,
北京明白。
We can soon
they're
see
tracking,
the
yeah,
working
that
of
they're
we can
seeing
see some smoke from
target.
the retro rocket.
We will be seeing some.
I believe it will touch down within several seconds.
So it's it has to be very light because they obviously don't want to take
Yeah,
any
yeah, yeah.
more, to have any more
too much weight.
more weight than they need, right?
Yeah.
This landing process.
各号注意，我是北京，下面通报返回舱第4次落点预报。
You
The
can see the
fourth
落
ground
点
quite
经
clearly
度
from
东
here
经
too.
1动动度动4分39秒，
Right, they're
东
just
经
announcing
1
ground
动动
control's
度
just announcing
动4
the
分39秒
fourth，projected
落点纬
landing
度
area. Will
北
this
纬
be the
4
last
1
one
度
now?
3
This is
拐
the
分
last
59
projection.
秒，北纬4 1度3拐分59秒。北京第4次落点预报已发出。
Well,
雄鹰
we believe that you can see two videos, one from the helicopter and the other one from the ground vehicle.
落点
So
精
this is
度
above,
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah,
view above
exactly.
the capsule here.
动
So
4
it will touch
分
down,
39秒
I believe,
落点
within
纬
several
度为
seconds.
How far do you
4
think
1
it is
度
from
3
ground
拐
now?
分59秒。报告完毕。
Kilometer?
回收2号
Few
跟踪结束。
正确蒙氏。
明确明白。
Oh, there it is.
Okay, we can see the
各号注
smoke.
意，返回舱着陆。
Touchdown for the
Touchdown.
Shenzhou 15. They're back to Earth.
Welcome home.
Indeed.
北京雄鹰报告。
And the astronauts,
返回舱着陆。
actually,
报告完毕。
the
北京明白。
02, probably Mr. Deng Qingming must conduct the operation of cutting the.
I
From
think
the
that's already
inside. From
done,
the
yeah.
inside? Yeah.
Yeah,
So
the
that is
parachute-
the Shenzhou 15 crew landing back on Earth after a 6-month stay up at the China space station.
Yeah. We can still see
Welcome
the
home
smoke.
to Fei Junlong, Deng Qingming, and Zhang Lu.
北京雄鹰报告，雄鹰已到达着陆现场上空。
Right, we're hearing
6次返回舱
an
呈
announcement
冲
there
报
from
状态
one of the
主板
search
脱落
teams that
报告
they
完毕。
reached the
北
landing
京明白
site.
So again, this time it's not in a vertical position.
This
Because
is,
Dongfeng was
this is the
Beijing.
camera, presumably from the different, from the
Dongfeng
closest
From the
rescue team.
helicopter,
Yeah,
from that
helicopter.
helicopter.
北京第4次落点预报已发出
you know，that's
后
the
续由
reason
东风按计划组织
it's
搜
not
救
in
回
the
收工
vertical
作。
position is because the center of its mass or the centroid of the vehicle has some deviation from its symmetrical axis. So that is the reason when it touched down, usually
It's
it
more
will lie
likely on its
down.
side, right?
Yeah. So although a vertical landing will be more comfortable, but usually it seldom happens.
So this sort of landing, they're essentially landing kind of sitting down, right?
As I mentioned,
like how we're sitting right now, but touching the ground like
that
this.
only happened in Shenzhou 6 mission and the Shenzhou 13 mission.
The last one was also on its side as well.
Yeah.